15 on NFL PrimeTime. Emmett continues his assault on the record books, but the Eagles look to write a chapter of their own. A healthy Steve Young is back to his old tricks as the Niners try to teach Kerry Collins some new ones. Barry Sanders reaches a milestone in Houston, where Steve McNair looks to get on a road of his own. Can the pass-happy Steelers keep rolling into Oakland, where the Raiders need to get back on the winning track? Morton Anderson enters the record book against his old team, while the Colts try to show the Jags how to kick off a football game. Chris Spiller is out. Mark Rippon with the stunt double as the Rams try to catch Thurman and the Bills. So bundle up. ESPN's NFL PrimeTime is next. Well, Week 15 of the National Football League. Hi, everybody. Welcome to NFL Primetime. Chris Berman along with Tom Jackson and the judge, Bill Pito. Boy, the plot thickens once again, does it not, here in Week 15. First, though, let's get you caught up on the late scores around the NFL. Only 3 late games, and one of them a final. For the 13th time in the last 16 meetings, the Giants beat the Redskins 20-13. We'll have the highlights of that later on. Denver and Seattle. Denver had a big lead. John Freese in relief of Rick Meyer, a deflected pass to Joey Galloway. Seattle with the ball under 2 minutes now in Denver territory. We shall keep you posted. And Pittsburgh, boy, they look like they're well on their way to their 7th straight win, the longest winning streak of anybody this year in the NFL. They've just intercepted Billy Joe Hobart for the 4th time. They lead at the Raiders 29-10, who are staring their 4th straight loss in the face. Our game here on ESPN Sunday night, one of the hottest teams in football, the Green Bay Packers. We call it Baywatch. It's the Packers and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers from the Big Sombrero. The Pack have not been in first by their lonesome in the NFC North Division in December since 1972. Dan Devine coached. Scott Hunter was quarterback. Yeah, that's a long time ago. The Buccaneers got off to a 5-2 start, but they're now in a tailspin. Pack surging toward a division crown. Brett Favre has been great, but a question: what's the condition of Reggie White? We got Mike Patrick, Joe Theismann, and Mark Malone on the call on the top of the hour. Let's get the update from Mark Malone. Mark?
Well, Chris, as you know, Reggie White has not missed a game in 11 NFL seasons. That's a streak of 166 games. But last week, the 9-time Pro Bowl defensive end pulled a hamstring in a win over Cincinnati and did not practice this entire week. Now, the Minister of Defense does have a history of miraculously recovering from injuries. In fact, he's been playing on a torn knee ligament for the past month. But this recent injury has threatened the streak, and head coach Mike Holmgren has been going round and round with Reggie White.
The thing is torn, the muscle is, and it is sore. I feel like I can play. The doctor don't. If it was up to me, which we'll see tomorrow, I mean, I'll play.
He and I have gone around and around already this week, and I'll make that decision on Sunday, not long before the game starts. I don't want to do anything that would jeopardize the rest of the season for him, and so that's really the question I have to deal with.
Reggie passed all the medical tests he was given this week, although the doctors really can't explain how he did that. And he was out here just a short time ago trying to prove to himself and the staff that he was capable of playing, but the decision has been made by Reggie now. He will not risk further injury, so the streak ends at 166. To complicate matters for the Packers defense, safety George T will not play tonight. He's hobbled by a broken toe. For Sam Wyche and the Buccaneers, desperate times call for desperate measures. So looking for some playmakers, Wyche will go with youth tonight on defense. He'll start rookie first-round draft pick Warren Sapp at defensive tackle in place of Santana Dotson, while second-round pick Melvin Johnson will start at free safety for Thomas Everett. That's it from the Sombrero. Chris, back to you.
All right, Mark, hats off to you guys. Have a good game at the top of the hour. When we return on NFL Primetime, oh, man, do we have things to show you. Well, the Buffalo Bills, we got them coming. We got the Jets and the Pats and the Bills and the Rams. And we got lots of stuff.
There are two kinds of people in the world. Those who say they'll get around to it, and those who actually do. For those who've discovered there's greater satisfaction in putting things up than in putting them off, we present VersaPack from Black & Decker, a rechargeable battery system that powers an entirely new line of cordless tools. From now on, it's how things get done.
Thinking of you, write your name across the sky.
I wish this could last all night. I wish this could last all night. I wish this could last all night, all night, all night.
Duracell. Oh, it can. And tomorrow night, and maybe the next night, and the following day, and the next day, and on into that evening. The Copper Top. No battery is stronger, longer.
Hi, Tom Bodette for Motel 6 with some insight for the traveler. Well, this is what one of our rooms looks like when you're sleeping. And you know, it looks just like those big fancy hotels. Only difference is ours won't cost you nearly as much money. In fact, Motel 6 always has the lowest prices of any national chain on a clean, comfortable room. Makes you sleepy just looking at it. Well, I'm Tom Bodette for Motel 6, and we'll leave the light on for you.
Our truck has broken down. We need help.
Better call Dad Collect.
Mike!
What, girl? I should dial 1-800-COLLECT? I'll save Dad lots of money on the car? And come Christmas, there'll be extra presents under the tree? Aw, thanks, girl.
1-800-COLLECT.
NFL PrimeTime is brought to you by Black & Decker. It's how things get done.
And we welcome back to Primetime, a shocker at Mile High Stadium where the Broncos have beaten the Seahawks 9 of the last 10 years. A screen pass from John Freeze to Chris Warren, 20 yards out, extra point, good. 57 seconds to go. The Seahawks from way back lead the Broncos 31-27. Glad they gave Rick Meyer all the money. Freeze is in, and now they're ahead in the game. Wasn't supposed to be this way for the New England Patriots. Their fans thought they would go to the Super Bowl. Not this year. The Jets, they had a feeling, we need some time to work on things. Both teams need some time to work on things. Who would salvage some December pride? Here we go at Foxborough for the Jets and the P-Men. Once upon a time, an important series. And Bill Parcells, frustrated.
Yeah, Bledsoe with the pitch to Martin. He completes that. Martin gets in the end zone for a 1-yard touchdown. Holding was called, and the first of many mistakes on the day for the Patriots.
So Matt Barr, about the most reliable Patriot this year, he had 3 missed field goals. Some, most of them short. 7-7 after the first half. In the third quarter with the same score, the rush by Matt Brock of the Jets. Drew Bledsoe, it's a fumble! And a Jets have the ball. Boomer Esiason. Hey, he can still play action with the best of them. To Joni Mitchell. Help me, I think I'm falling. He makes the catch, 14-7 Jets. So the Patriots turn to Curtis, my favorite Martian. And Curtis Martin in the end zone, 9 yards, 14-all after 3. All of a sudden, interesting game. 17-14 Pats. Esiason to Adrian Morrell. Yes, it's a touchdown, 21-17 Jets. But on the ensuing kickoff, when you're the Jets, look at this. Look at that little Megan fumble. He fumbles it, but Troy Brown's going to pick it up. Do you believe it? Does this sum up the Jets season? They force the turnover, and they get bagged anyway. 75-yard touchdown, 24-21, the P-Men. Then Esiason off the hands of Brad Russell Baxter, picked off by Ty Law. They fought the Law, and the Law won. And the Patriots go on to beat the Jets 31-28. The Jets scored in the last seconds of the game. They actually put on a good show in the second half. Martin, well, they almost win every game when he has 100 yards. He had 148 yards on the day. Drew Bledsoe's numbers, horrible. He still doesn't look right, Tom, but the Patriots still have a shot at a 500 season. We've got more coming up on Prime Time. When we return, the Colts, they lost to one expansion team because they beat the other one. They're at Jacksonville. They were flying. Meanwhile, Jim Kelly, tough or what? Big game for the Bills at St. Louis. Could they douse the Rams? Stay with us.
During the past 10 years, America's Fitness Warehouse has been doing its part to keep America healthy and fit by putting the needs of our customers first, so that a long and healthy life will be in their future. That's why we take the time to help choose the right piece of equipment for them and their families. Our incredible showroom is loaded with the highest quality equipment from the finest manufacturers, all at the lowest possible price. So stop in at America's Fitness Warehouse, where we are serious about your health. I'm Ron Cretton. You have my word on it.
My love is like a red, red rose that's newly sprung in June.
Color of the ground was in him, the red earth.
Smack and tang of elemental thing.
The red comes near, creeping over hills.
November's leaf is red and sere.
Edgar Allan Poe. Walter Scott.
Edgar Allan Poe.
Each changing place with that which goes before.
Nothing inspires quite like red. Jenny Red, pure inspiration.
Think of the Sports Center talent as one big team, a happy family, but with any team, there's rookies, and you got to haze them.
You got to earn your wings to be at this place.
Fake fan letters. I mean, he's still upset about that. Oh, how about the glue on the keyboard? And then there's the big one, teleprompter.
When we return, a very special interview with Seymour Heine.
It's tradition.
You don't question tradition?
No, not around here, you don't.
Well, welcome back to NFL PrimeTime. Well, the Colts haven't been in the playoffs since '87. They figured, gee, we're playing the two expansion teams, Billy. We should roll. Not the case at Carolina last week. They wanted it to be the case this week at Jacksonville.
And also a quarterback change coming in for the Colts. The Colts, Jim Harbaugh, did not start, but the league's top-rated passer did suit up. Harbaugh had his knee scoped on Monday. He's replaced by Craig Erickson, who was supposed to be the Colts' main man this year, but was replaced by Harbaugh in the first place. Benched after starting the first two games, Erickson has thrown only 18 passes since. The Colts at Jacksonville. And away we go. Aaron Bailey from Louisville. Yep, takes the opening kickoff. You know about these guys from Louisville. They can play football. Look at Bailey go. 95 yards, midfield. He's going to get the momentum. He's going to keep going. And the flop, touchdown. 7-0 Colts, Tommy.
Yeah, and we'll look at the subtleties of Bailey's return here. He looks to spot the lane behind the wedge. It's just to his right. And then right here as he gets to the sideline, he's looking at the kicker, gives him a little dip right there. And he's gone for the 6.
First drive now for the Jags. Brunell back from the bad hammy looking for Desmond Howard. He is nailed by David Tate. Ouch. Howard left the game with a concussion, and Howard did not return. Later now in the first quarter, 3rd and goal. It's Erickson. Back to pass to Bailey from Louisville. Touchdown, 14-0 Colts. Second quarter now. The Jags, James Stewart takes the handoff, 6 yards, touchdown. Jags down 14-7. Later on now, Colts. They punt. Cedric Tillman. Whoops. He drops it. Gray recovers. Colts football. And on the 3rd and goal, it's Marshall Faulk. He gets the handoff. Roll in, and in there. Touchdown. 21-7 Colts. Faulk, the 3rd Colt to have consecutive 1,000-yard seasons. 4th quarter now. It's Brunell. Back to pass to Willie Jackson. 15 yards and a touchdown. Jags down 10, Tommy.
Yeah, Brunell shows you his maturity here, looking to his left, holding the safety out of double zone so he doesn't come over to help, and hits Jackson for the touchdown.
Later in the 4th, Brunell to Jimmy Smith. Smith caught 3 touchdowns last week. This one here, Jags down 34-24. 3rd and 10. Colts trying to burn the clock. Erickson to Sean Dawkins. How did they? Great play there. Keeps it alive. Falk on the bench with a knee contusion. Lamont Warren, 1 yard and a touchdown. 41 points for the Colts offense, the most points they've scored in 29 games. The final, 41-31. Erickson only 9 of 16 for 129 yards, but it was good enough. 54 yards for Falk, who becomes the 13th back in NFL history to go over 1,000 yards in each of his first 2 years. Brunell throws for 312 yards, but the Jags lose their 6th straight game. And Chris, the Colts are now 8-6 and very much alive for a playoff spot in the AFC.
Very much alive, and certainly the Buffalo Bills know that. They want to stay ahead of everybody in the AFC East, Billy. Really, the Bills and the St. Louis Rams have had marvelous seasons, a lot better than a lot of people thought. Rams got off to that great start, but now they're just trying to finish a night season. For Buffalo, though, they're the ones who are going places. But an 8-3 start, 2 straight losses, put the Bills at 8-5. They worked so hard to get that lead all year in the AFC East. The last thing they wanted to do was see it whittled away and spoil a marvelous season. So kind of a must-win for them at St. Louis today. And despite reports you heard elsewhere, Andre Reed did not play again for the Bills, out 2 months. But Jim Kelly says, we got other guys, some guys that we've known from special teams like Steve Tisker at Tasker. And then Kelly. Oh, man, Billy Brooks. 23 yards, he saved the season. 11 touchdowns in 10 games for Brooks. The Bills lead at 7-0. Mark Rippon, remember in the Super Bowl 26, he riddled the Bills when he was a skin to Alexander. If loving you is wrong, I don't want to be right. 50 yards down to the 5. 3rd and goal. Rippon hits one of our favorite players this year, Todd Heaton-Kinchen. Touchdown, doesn't hit any goalposts though, although he wanted to. 6-yard score, 7-all. Early second quarter, it's 10-7 Rams. Watch the play by the special teams. Dexter Davis dives. J.T. Thomas falls on a beautiful play, Tommy. That meant the Bills would have to go 98 yards. Kelly falls, but hands it to Thurman Thomas, and right up the middle, they get out the shadow of their old goalpost.
Yeah, great job of blocking. Number 79, Reuben Davis, with a great drive block, and watch number 67, Ken Hall, push his guy across the formation, open up a nice hole.
Then Jim Kelly slammed by DeMarco Farr. 15 yards for roughing the passer. Kelly, tough, stays right in. It's a reverse. Thermal, Billy Brooks, Jimbo. Good coverage by the Rams. My goodness, he had time. Finds Tony Klein. Kind of running like Patsy Klein on that play. 17 yards. He falls, but it's a pickup and second and goal later on. Kelly to Thomas makes a pretty catch, and Buffalo takes the lead 14-10 on a 98-yard drive. The next possession, remember the play we showed you? Watch Thermal up the middle again, Tom.
Yeah, Reuben Brown again, stealing his guy to the inside, opening up a nice hole, and you see Thurman still has a little speed as he giddy-ups toward the end zone.
And it leads to a touchdown. Marv Levy's club up 21-13 at the half. Third quarter, first possession for Buffalo. Kelly fires to Billy Brooks. Pretty play. Brooks is 21-yard gain inside the 10-yard line. And then watch Jim.
Yeah, Kelly with the great off look to look the safety off, and then coming back to Steve Tasker late at the back of the end zone. Great patience.
So Tasker with the touchdown. The Bills lead at 28-13. 3 for 3 inside the red zone. 28-16. It's Kelly to Tasker again. Look at the play at Tasker makes. It's 28 yards for a touchdown. Pair of Kelly to Tasker touchdowns in the third quarter. Andre says, hey, man, when I get back, we're really going to be rolling. Hey, the Bills rolled today, 45-27, 222 yards rushing. Kelly threw the 4 touchdown passes. You had Thermal with 129 yards. You had Derek Holmes with 90 yards, Tommy. And you got to give the Bills, this was a game they could not fool around with. On the road, tough. They had a tough loss to San Francisco last week. You got to give them credit. They understand when it's time to push the button.
I think we're always amazed at the maturity of this ball club and that they know the games that are significant games that they have to win. They're led by their leaders, Bruce Smith on defense and Jim Kelly on offense. But I think the most encouraging thing for the Buffalo Bills is the running of Holmes and a healthy Thurman Thomas in that lineup. And now you get Reuben Brown and Ken Hull and company blocking. Down the stretch, this team knows how to win. And if they are fortunate enough to stay in the position that they're in right now, as that third seed, somebody's going to have to go to Buffalo and play football.
Yes, they are. And then Kelly, you mentioned he is tough. Kent Hull is a center. You know, the AFC's got several good centers. He's made a couple of Pro Bowls, but he kind of is gets the short end of the stick, doesn't go a lot. He's been their best lineman, and you saw it right there. Here we go inside the numbers. When Buffalo wins, which they've done 9 times this year, as they stay 1 up on the Colts and either 1 on 2 up on Miami, depending on Monday night, they have run for 141 yards. When they lose, they don't run so well. But boy, when Thermal looks like the Thermal of old, they got weapons, and we know they got defense. Although Rippon did a good job today, throwing for 372 yards. We return. Air McNair, his NFL debut for Houston. Could the Bears get off the schneid at Cincinnati? Stick around.
All right, gentlemen. Tomorrow, your butts are mine. Lights out.
Man, I'm hungry.
Russell Athletic Wear is made to handle the toughest situations on and off the field.
Hot dog, french fries, hamburger, tacos grande, pizza. Coach, going somewhere, ladies.
Hard work.
Dedication, commitment.
Get Russell Athletic. Get tough.
Get up there, large butt. Go, go.
This holiday season, give him the Gillette Sensor XL with protective microfins. The best you can give, the best a man can get.
I admit it, watching Arkansas play makes me happier than the pig and you know what. Arkansas, will you make the Final Four? In them wacky uniforms with the pigs with horns. And did I hear you say you were playing a game today with the home crowd yelling, woo, pig suey? Hey, those pigs may be hogs, but they're kosher to me, capiche?
I'd like to welcome those of you that have watched the Seattle Seahawks stun the Broncos 31-27 and the Pittsburgh Steelers beat the Oakland Raiders 29-10. Glad to have you aboard. The Chicago Bears were once upon a time in first place in the NFC North Division at 6-2, but then, well, something happened. All of a sudden, they are 7-6, and they're starting to feel the heat. The problem, no heat today in Cincinnati. And what do I mean? Well, wind chill, 12 below at game time. So Jeff Blake says, I like to throw it long, but you know what? It's cold. Let's throw it short. Carl Slim Pickens for 7 yards. Blake, the screen to James Joseph, the former Eagle. Look at the large fellow take it upfield inside the 35. That leads to Doug Batts in the Pelfrey. Hey, it's not as exciting as the Bengals have been, but give Coach Dave Shula and company credit for adapting. 3-0 Cincy. Eric Kramer, the Bears have been big play. They kept with it, and in the win, it's hard to throw. Kramer to Michael Timpson. Eric was off today. He's had a great year, but he was off today. Kramer to Curtis Conway. Look at Bracey Walker on the much-maligned Bengal defense who played well today, Tom.
Yeah, you see Jeff Graham right here run a nice route. Graham open for just a second. Kramer waits a little long to throw the football, and Sawyer has a chance to step in and make the defense of the pass.
With it scores 6-3 Bengals, Blake the quick pass to Pickens. He's tough. It's 14 yards. Then Blake to Pickens. It's going to be 8 more yards. Slim would catch 11 for 99 on the day. But the short game sets up Doug Batts in the Pelfrey. 39 yards, good. 9-3 Cincinnati. Bears next possession, 3 and out. Spent a high draft pick on punter Todd Sauerbrunn. Been a big disappointment. Roger Jones helped disappoint him by getting a hand on it. A 14-yard punt. And this is what you like to see, Tom. After a special teams big play or miscue by the opponent, first play, go for the jugular. Blake, zing, through the cold to Darnay Scott. Touchdown, 16-3 Cincinnati. Look at Jeff's numbers, 30 of 41 for 253. So the Bears mount a comeback. Kramer still going long, but this time Jeff Graham crackers to a 41-yard reception. That sets up second and goal. Rashaan Salam, 100-yard day for the youngster. 16-10 Cincy. Then Salam hit by Artie Smith and Bracey Walker falls on him. On the play, Dan Wilkinson gets hurt, injuring his head, his neck, but he had control of his arms and legs, and it was better off than certainly this scene would show you, and that is good news. Bears get one last chance. With under 2 minutes to go, Kramer to Conway, 4 yards. They needed to pick up more. Dave Wannstedt says, wait a minute, I always could count on offense. You mean Cincinnati's defense, one of the worst pass defenses ever, held us to 10 points? That's right. 6-2 is now 7-7 for the Bears, who are now in danger after that great start of missing the playoffs, and Cincy could still finish at 500. Elsewhere in the Norris, one of the teams that's coming, Wayne Fontes of the Detroit Lions. Oh, you can put sugar in his tank, you can poison his food. What they did to rescue him, they broke his foot, but they're 4-0 with the cast on. They also have Barry Sanders, and congratulations, Barry, 10,000 yards already. Only the 10th man in NFL history to get to that mark. He's unbelievable. Scott Mitchell, play fake to Sanders, hit Herman's Moore, touchdown. 7-0, and Moore breaks Bobby Lane's old Lion mark from the 50s. He now has 27 touchdown passes in 1 year. Chris Chandler lobs to Haywood Jeffries. Pretty catch. 7-7 game. The Oilers giving the Lions all they can handle, Tom.
Yeah, Jeffries covered by Corey Raymond man-to-man right there in the spot shadow. You're going to see Jeffries come across the formation. And the fundamentals, always remember the fundamentals. Raymond there with his head back in the backfield toward the quarterback, loses sight of Jeffries, and gives him a touchdown.
Now I want to introduce you to Antonio London. He was Werewolves of London. Irv Eatman must have been looking for a pina colada at Trader Vic's. He should have fallen on the ball, but London, the hit and the recovery, setting up Barry Sanders. 17-7, his hair was perfect. You know the song, you know what I'm doing. First half, the Lions 17 points off 4 Oiler turnovers. Then Mitchell to Herman Moore. Oh, man, is there anything he can't do? 24-10 Detroit. Chris Chandler, earlier on, sat out the second half, an ineffective first half. He's been sick. And Steve Air McNair, NFL debut. So early, but here's the arm. Chris Sanders on the run, 39 yards, 24-17. Give that ball to Steve. On the ensuing kickoff, Alvin Williams. It's a fumble! Tomer Barnes falls on it. And just when the Lions thought they were getting comfy, it's McNair that makes him sweat. McNair to Haywood Jeffries. McNair 9 of 10 at one point. On the next play with 7 minutes to go, McNair, he throws into double coverage and Mike Johnson is there to pick it off. But the Lions special teams hurt him again. They botch a field goal up by 7 with a minute to go in the middle of the field, and McNair's got one last chance. Steve McNair to Todd McNair. Get out of bounds. Get out of bounds. Get out of bounds. What are you doing? They don't get out of bounds. They have no timeouts. Finally, they spike him. Last play. Incomplete. Whew. Steve McNair made it exciting. And a nice shot there with Wayne and Steve McNair and the Detroit Lions. 0-3, 2-5, 3-6. They're not 8-6, folks, and they're going home next week against Jacksonville. 24-17 Detroit. Now, let's give Detroit the nod because no team has been on the ropes like they all year. We've talked about it. And now they're in position to maybe even host a wild card game. Who knows where that's going to go. But I want to give Jeff Fisher the nod. Cleveland, when they knew they were moving, couldn't win games, obviously. Rams last year under Knox couldn't win games. Houston's playing tough even though they know they're moving, and give Fisher the nod. He said he'd use McNair at the right spot. This was the right spot.
Yeah, I think it was the right spot because they're not going anywhere this year. You know, I had a chance to sit with Carolina GM Bill Polian this year. We watched this kid play football. We knew that it would take a while. He said 2-3 years down the road he's going to be a good quarterback. Well, that 2-3 year experiment is probably over right now after 15 weeks. I think after the way he played today, certainly struggled early, but once he got comfortable, you saw the athleticism, the gifted arm, the ability to run and move around the pocket, and he's going to be exciting to watch.
We all watched it. Well, everything else that was going on, which we're going to show, we all watched 16 of 27 for 203 for a half. He can do this when we return. Oh, we're just getting warmed up. Morton Anderson. Hello, old friends. 49ers lost to the Panthers once. Well, they wanted to make amends. And Dallas at Philadelphia. The controversy from this one will swirl for a long time.
Hey, I got 2 tickets at center court. Call me back in 10 and they're yours.
Right this second, you could have missed the hottest tickets in town. With a Motorola pager, you know. Now.
Yes! Right this second, a member of the family is waiting to be picked up. With a Motorola pager, you know, now.
Hi, boy.
Well, his voice isn't any higher.
This isn't just any sport utility vehicle. It's the first one from a luxury car maker. With heated seats, retractable mirrors, and power moonroof. The new Acura SLX. It's the most civilized way to leave civilization.
Hometown teams, local heroes, pride of the community. Should teams stay put, or do owners have the right to go where the money is? It's an all-new Outside the Lines, live from Cleveland. Teams on the move. Friday at 9 Eastern on ESPN.
Welcome back to NFL PrimeTime. Well, a great rivalry. They came in almost the same year as expansion teams in the South, New Orleans and Atlanta. Fueled this year by Morton Anderson, one of the most popular Saints, going from New Orleans after a great career to Atlanta in a contract dispute. Now, 7 of the 11 games between these two teams in the 90s decided by 3 points or less. Do you think Morton would figure in this game today like he did in the first meeting when he kicked a field goal in overtime in Week 3? Morton Anderson, get used to the sight. Morton as an Atlanta Falcon. Earlier this year he spoke.
I think that was wrong, and I think it was a mistake on that part.
Remember that? And Morton said, here's 51 yards worth of mistake. He's already kicked 1 field goal. It's another one. Good. He was just warming up. 6-0 Falcons. Closing seconds in the half. Jeff George, well, he looked